Hello, you power-hungry people. What do you do if you got Helix Stomp XL, Pod Go, which I have, or something similar that needs quite a bit of power? But what if you want to go completely off the grid? You want to quickly throw it on stage, not even worry about power, plug it in, go, play the 2 songs and get off. What if, I don't know, let's say you have a situation where you're on an island, sand, beaches, all that, but not a lot of power, and you have a Zoom recorder and you want to record directly into the Zoom recorder with a lot of possible sounds like a Pod Go. Are you ever going to be in a situation like that? Well, let me tell you, I might be, and I need to be able to power it off grid. Now there are options like the Angle Power Tab, which I use quite a bit to power a single pedal. This is a great solution. It's small, it's simple, it plugs into a power bank, USB, and then gives you 2 outputs. I recommend not using them, use one because they're not isolated. And I go into my pedal, and I think this goes up to 1,000 milliamps, 800 milliamps at 9 volts. So you put in 5 volts, 5 to 18, literally anything, and it'll give you 800 milliamps. For a lot of pedals, that works. I try to power the Pod Go with it. It turns on, but then it also turns off. It turns on, it turns off. It's not delivering enough solid power. So, what to do? Well, Cioks has the 4. They have it as a standalone kit where you actually have a kind of laptop power supply to power it, not mains power directly into the power supply. Or they have it as an expansion kit. Expansion kit, why? Well, because it's a modular system. So look at this board, big board. It is powered by the Cioks DC7, which is mains powered. 7 outputs at 660 milliamps each, switchable from 9, 12, 15 to 18. Milliamps go down to 330 at 18. But 660 milliamps at each output, and it's got a 24 volt output, which you can use to daisy chain something like the 8, which then again has a daisy chain through to another 8 or 4. And that's got another 8 outputs at 660 each. So if you don't need 8, or if you need the 7, the 8, and then even more, they have the 4 as an expansion kit. So it doesn't come with its own power supply, but you can also get it with a power supply. And that's what we have here. So you have this relatively tiny, really well-built power supply, which gets its daisy chain input right there, or the direct input from the power supply if you're getting the full box. But it also has a USB-C input. Yes! That's interesting because it can take 5 volt input. And it converts that to 9 volt on 4 outputs. Each of those 4 outputs, again, switchable from 9, 12, 15, and 18. Each 660 milliamps. So this is a very small, massive powerhouse that can be off-grid with a power bank. Now, how long does it last? Blah, blah, blah. But and then you're going to say, wait a second, Henning, my Pod Go needs quite a bit more than 660 milliamps. And you'd be right, which is why you would be ordering it with an 8800 flex cable, which sums 2 of them together into 1 output. And that actually is absolutely enough to power a Pod Go. I'm doing it right there. And that still gives you 2 outputs left. So that means you could power 2 Pod Go's at the same time. 2 Pod Go's and a couple of pedals. One output with a daisy chain cable like this one gives you 3 outputs, power some pedals, all with this. Now, no mains power. You put a power bank on this, which, look at the B-roll there. I've had this on this power bank, which was full, for 2 hours now. 2 hours, Pod Go on this power bank. The power bank is down 1 little blip. The power bank is 100,000 milliamps. It is solar powered. I mean, again, desert island. Recharge it over the day, play the gig at night, and easily play a probably 4, 5, 6 hour gig off the grid. So the power bank is going USB-C into the 4, and the 4 with a 8800 cable, which sums them, 2 of them together, into, which is important because the Pod Go has a different plug the 3050 plug, which is just a bigger end there. So if you want your pod Go, your any kind of modeler, probably quad cortex, not sure how much that pulls, your definitely your HX Stomp XL off the grid. You can get a 4, some kind of power bank, the 8800 and the 3050. This will sum two together. This will get you the right plug. It's running for hours now off of a power bank. This is way cool. If you just put this in a little bag, put it right behind it, you can throw that thing on stage, play, record anywhere, record like, music video type stuff on a mountain, on an island or wherever, directly into a recorder that is also battery powered. That's cool shit. Actually, realistically, I got to check what my Zoom recorders have, but they probably are 9 volt powered, 12 volt powered, so you could probably power them off the same thing. Or at least I know my Zoom F6 takes USB-C input, so you could run it off the same power bank. Ha-ha! Cool stuff. So if you need to power one of those bigger things up to 1320 milliamps, you could sum two of these together and do that. If you have something that actually needs much bigger power, you need mains power, but you could still use a Cioks with the new Crux, which you would need the DC7 for that because that is modular, change through to the DC7, but that will give you 2700 milliamps at 9 volt or 2000 milliamps at 12 volt. This is a powerhouse for $79, but not off the grid. And this video was about off the grid. Thanks to Cioks for sending this stuff. No money was exchanged, but I got the products because, island. And true stuff. I mean, I'm not making this shit up. Actually, I am the guy making this shit up, but I'm not making it up. You'll see. And thank you so much. Links below, animals at the end.